Page 122, this is number 2 at the bottom of the page. In this reading exercise, we'll look it over, we'll kind of get an idea what's going on. You see the left hand is block chords mainly. Last time it was a Broody bass. So 3/4 instead of 4/4, and we got dotted rhythms to deal with. So again, I encourage you to just sight read it, see if you can get away with that. However, I'll go through the process that I always go through. I'll look it over, it's 2 lines long, treble, bass, clef, 1 flat in the key signature, so it's either in the key of F major or D minor. If we look at the end, it's an F, I'm guessing it's an F major, so do the scale for F major, and while you're at it, do the scale for D minor, and while you're at it, do the arpeggios. Hey, have a ball. And then 3/4 time signature. So let's take it one hand at a time, make sure we understand what's going on. I want a fingering that's going to let me connect the notes if I can. Start 1 and 2, and I trust you know dotted rhythms. I don't have to explain that stuff over and over and over and over and over. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2. Measure 5. Now, I can use thumb for both. I can use it for measure 4 on the half note and measure 5 because it's a new phrase you're going to lift up anyway. I would rather not, though. I want to connect it. So I need second finger on the F for the half note. So just reach down. Use second finger. It's an easy fix. That's where your thumb's ready to go. Reach up. Yeah. Left hand. Let's see what we get. The 5, 7 of here. I use 4th finger on that. Some people would use 3. I don't. I use 4. This 5, 7 of the 3 chord, which will resolve to the 3 chord. That's a 3 chord because in F major, 1, 2, 3, that's a 3 chord, and we put the E on the bottom. That's it. So we're here. Yeah. Try and get these notes down at the same time. You're just lowering the whole hand down. Relax. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. Don't tense up and no. And here. And here. Sounds okay, I guess. I mean, there's an E in here. So if you're not sure about the sound, is that right? Spell out the chord. Spell it all out. Both hands. You got one note at a time. E, G sharp, B natural, D, E. Okay. So I go through and I work the hands out together. Then I go back through and get rid of the hesitations. No hesitations. I can think about the articulation, and this is very connected. You can't connect this left hand, but do the best you can. Pretend you can connect it. The right hand, you lift up at the end of the first line, the phrase, to go to the second line. Yeah. You can lift both hands up together. Okay, it's pretty connected piece. And then the dynamics, mezzo forte, applies to the melody here. These chords need to be soft. And then finally the speed, just somewhere in the middle. Well, slow would be here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Fast, 1, 2, 3, 1. So it's somewhere in between those two. Just a nice gentle speed. And the fingering in the left hand, by the way, at the end, 4, and then a 4 for the last. You don't need to use a little finger for both of those. Here, in that case. I mean, you can use 5th if you want. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't like having to do that. The finger's there already, just there. Just the index comes down. So, remember natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. The left hand's playing on them. Then they want you to transpose this to G major. Well, G major's up a step here. G major's got 1 sharp. So we're just clicking all the notes in the music up to the next note up. Instead of an F, it's a G. And we're going to play the notes in G major, which is all the white keys except F sharp. and then come down. See that it's an F. It's an F sharp, and then go accidentals. Take them up. And at the end, I'm starting to read intervals. I'm thinking, where am I now? Well, if you start here and just intervals, up a second, up a second, up a second, up a second, down a second, and that's a fourth, down a second, third, and then down a second, and it's up a second, but I got a sharp each one, and then up a second, and up a third, down a second, down a third, up a fourth, down a fifth. So I get it that way too. Now, fingering wise, I don't need to finger it the same way because that puts my thumb on the F sharp. So here I can use thumb on the half note and cross over for second. But then I'm in a problem going up. I ran out of fingers, so I'm going to have to put the thumb on that. See, when we start running out of fingers, we use our thumb. So it's a little awkward here in G major because of the accidental here. But then go ahead and scratch up and use fifth finger on the next one. So you're back in position. Yeah. Left hand, we're one chord and then a one chord, then a four chord and a one chord. That's simple enough. And then the 5/7 of 3. Okay, well, 3 in G major is here. And the 5 of that is here. Remember, the dominant needs to be a major chord. Make it a major chord, even though key signature doesn't think so. So it's got to be here. So it's an A sharp, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. And then add the 7th. So you're there. And then that resolves to the 3 chord. Well, the 3 chord, remember, it was here. So it resolves to put the F sharp on from here to here. And then a 2 chord, which in G major would be here. And then 5/7, 1. Remember, a 2 chord and a 3 chord are minor chords, but when you're doing a dominant, that's got to be a major chord. Put those together and we get this G major here. First line's pretty straightforward. It's the second line when you get to this mess. Here. And then resolves to the, and then the 2 chord. Like so. Gets tricky? Well, isn't this fun? Oh, I would suggest you transpose this to other key signatures, but I didn't even enjoy doing that, so forget it. Let's do the play with me and see. This is just to check to make sure you got the right notes and rhythms. We're going to play it as is, slowly. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 1 and 2.